This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Hey everybody, thank you for your patience. This is the After Party Live on a Trivia Thursday, so thank you for being here. I appreciate you and the time that you spend with this show, and always the contributions that you make to keep this show on the air. It is on the YouTube air. It is crowdfunded, and so your contributions are always so appreciated. Find the PayPal link in the show description and in the About tab here on YouTube. So we have not a lot of time and a lot of interesting stories today. The first story sent in by Janet R., who is an amazing supporter of this show and sends this story that she knew would touch my heart, and touch it did. This is a story about the banyan tree in Lahaina. The banyan tree that burned a year ago, 1 year ago. That massive wildfire swept through the town of Lahaina, Maui, pretty much leveling the entire place, including the beloved banyan tree. This banyan tree that's 151 years old, that takes up an entire block. It's incredible. You walked underneath it, the shade it provided, everyone just kind of basking in the wonder of this amazing tree. And it burned a year ago today. And you look at that and you wondered at that time, was it dead? Was it ever coming back? And it became this symbol of hope that if the tree could survive, that Lahaina could survive and rebuild. Look at it a year later. You can see the burned tree on the left, and that's today on the right. You can see the burned out wreckage all around it. But in that one square, the tree is thriving and growing. People are walking underneath it. See the growth? It's not what it was, but it's coming back, and it's not dead, and it will survive. Pretty incredible. So there's a lot more growth to be done. There's a lot more that we need from this tree to see the complete recovery. But it's coming back, and that's really, really exciting when you go from this to this. So there's a story about this from ABC that Janet sent over that I wanted to share. I think it's important. I think it gives us hope and inspiration for what's possible.
Scarred by the wildfire a year ago.
The tree was planted in 1873 and is the largest one of its kind in the U.S., raising more than 60 feet. Now, during the fire, the soil became extremely hot, which altered the ground's ability to absorb water. About half the tree's branches died, but other parts of the tree are now growing back healthily.
The tree itself will survive. It's just how much of that tree will survive. And the thing is, we have to take out sections to make sure it can survive and thrive better. So that's why we went in and cut out what we cut out, is we had to.
14 sensors were screwed into the tree to track the tree's sap and growth. Those working to restore the tree say it acts like a heart monitor to measure the tree's health as it grows stronger. A new irrigation system is also in the works. The fire started a year ago tomorrow.
Yeah. That was put out. So that'd be today, a year ago today. So nice to see that banyan tree coming back. I think it's, I look at it as a message of hope. In other news, let's talk about animals. Unfortunately, this little guy got caught in, one of those machines like the claw, where you have this, you put in your money and the claw comes down and you grab a stuffed animal. This machine would have allowed you to grab a real animal. No, not on purpose, kind of on accident. In Pennsylvania, the Gaming Commission says there was a groundhog, a real one. You can see him right there, found inside the claw machine at a mini golf course. The game warden had to come out in Pennsylvania to this mini golf course after this live groundhog was spotted inside the glass case. It was at the Meadows Family Fun Mini Golf in Duncansville, Pennsylvania. Somehow this groundhog found its way into the claw machine, saw basically all these stuffed animals moving as the groundhog scurried around underneath them, then popped its head out to assess the situation. A representative for the company that operates the claw machine had to be called out to unlock it so that the game warden could get this guy out of there safely. The animal was not injured and ended up being released back into the wild. So all's well that ends well, but quite a peculiar place for this groundhog to end up. There is video of a dog that was chewing on a battery. You know, dogs chew on things sometimes. This happened in Oklahoma. So this dog is chewing, and the battery sparks a house fire. Crazy. I have the video to show you. I'm going to try to share it with you. It's pretty wild. Let me take away our groundhog. I'll get it together over here. Here it is. So check this out. This is this dog that, you know, does what dogs do. A little something to chew on. Maybe somebody left the battery laying around.
My name is Andy Little, Public Information Officer for the Tulsa Fire Department. Today I want to bring to your attention a critical issue that has been affecting fire departments across the United States. Fires caused by lithium-ion batteries. Lithium-ion batteries are known for storing a significant amount of energy in a compact space. However, when this energy is released uncontrollably, it can generate heat, produce flammable and toxic gases, and even lead to explosions. These incidents can occur due to various reasons, such as exposure to extreme heat, physical damage to the battery, overcharging, or even using incompatible charging equipment. Just recently, a home fire in the Tulsa area was sparked by a pet chewing through the housing of a portable lithium-ion battery intended for charging cell phones. Many individuals keep these batteries within their homes for convenience, unaware of the potential dangers they pose. I urge you to watch the video footage from this fire to understand the severity of the situation.
And here it goes. So the dog gets the battery charger. Oop. And the whole thing goes up in flames. Quite a conflagration there right in the middle of the living room. Fire department gets called out. It looks like the damage was done, but the dogs and the people are safe. Quite a mess. Things we don't think of. A dog sparking a fire. Yeah. And there it goes. Look at it burn. It's a couple minutes until somebody sees. Look at, they're very curious. Like, what's that? These are, this is not something I would have thought of. I mean, I leave my cell phone laying around. We have chargers. And my dog is a chewer. So it's definitely something that could happen.
Fortunately, the pets involved were able to escape unharmed through a dog door. However, the outcome could have been much worse if there had been no means of escape or if the family was asleep at the time. It is crucial that you adhere to manufacturer guidelines when using lithium-ion batteries.
So, a public service announcement here on the After Party Live. Let's talk about this starfish, this new starfish that was just found. It's brand new to the world. Welcome in. This is a starfish that was found off the coast of Japan. They call it a Paragonaster hoimarue. 1,000 feet deep is where they live. It's red and beige and very spongy. And it was found through a collaboration between scientists, fishers, and staff from aquariums and museums. You can find out more about it in the Journal of Natural History, the article published August 2nd. These starfish are echinoderms. They're closely related to the sea cucumber or the sea urchin. And their arms and legs may also be one giant head. They look kind of unassuming and helpless while they're sitting on the sandy beach, but it turns out they're major predators. Some of them have up to 50 arms and grow 3 feet long, and they live for decades. A lot of them use their suction-cupped feet to latch onto the shells of bivalves to pry them apart and eat what's inside. There are currently about 2,000 known species of starfish. So this new one was discovered in Japan by a team from the University of Tokyo, Enoshima Aquarium, the Marine Science Museum, Fukushima Prefecture, and the Yamaguchi Prefecture Fisheries Research Center. Researchers knew of 4 other species in this family. But now they've got this newly named starfish, Paragonaster homarue. They found it off the coast of the Izu Peninsula in Sagami Bay, south of Tokyo. So, then they found another one in the Sea of Japan. They were caught between 492 and 1,148 feet down. They have a well-proportioned body, 5 arms, a beautiful red color on the surface, underneath they're beige. So there you go. They were collected from shrimp and crab cages as well by fishers in northern Japan's Hokkaido prefecture. So they've been seeing these things, and now we know. It's a new one. There is a parrot that's quite accomplished. This is Apollo, the parrot, and he is really smart. As a matter of fact, Apollo has just broken a Guinness World Record. He identified the most items by a parrot in 3 minutes. He's a 4-year-old African gray. He identified successfully 12 items in 2023. Apollo lives in Florida, and his human parents, Dalton and Victoria, are content creators. So he's got people around all the time. But Apollo's TikTok profile has way more than mine. I don't have a TikTok profile. 2.8 million followers. A lot of his videos rack up millions of views. His YouTube account has 1.3 million subscribers. I think I'm at a little over 2,200. So Apollo totally has me beat hands down. This time, his effort to break the world record included naming things like a bug, a book, and a sock. But his parents, his human parents, think that he's capable of a lot more than that. They say there's no knowing what Apollo will learn or what records he could break next. They've had him since 2020. They found him in a pet shop. He shares the house with a couple of other birds who are also sometimes featured in the videos. And the couple says they've been training him with Dr. Irene Pepperberg's methods. His favorite reward is pistachios. And he is extremely intelligent. They say they teach him as much as they can naturally in day-to-day life, and they focus on the things Apollo wants to focus on because they think he learns faster that way. The whole point of this, they say, is spreading awareness about the natural intelligence found in animals. So you see the house fire that we saw by the dog chewing on the power bank. They say despite that, baboons, giraffes, fish, they've all been found to possess levels of intelligence previously thought to only belong to humans. And here you have this parrot who can look at an item, identify it, and name it as well. So that's pretty incredible. Well done, little one. Also, wanted to talk to you about a new phenomenon. This is something called Miami English. And scientists are saying we might have a new English dialect, kind of. It's developing in a way that joins Spanish and English, which they used to call that Spanglish, didn't they? But it's developing in Miami in a different way. And they're calling it Miami English. And it's, language evolves, right? And we have new things happen. There's a professor of humanities who says all words, dialects, and languages have a history. This is Professor Carter, director of the Center for Humanities in Urban Environment at FLU. He said in Miami there are many ways of speaking English. The variety we've been studying for the last 10 years or so is the main language variety of people born in South Florida in Latinx majority communities. The variety is characterized by some unique but ultimately minor pronunciations, some minor grammatical differences, and word differences which are influenced by the long-standing presence of Spanish in South Florida. So here's how it works. It's translating a Spanish phrase into English, but keeping the structure of the original Spanish phrase. So you could say, bajar del carro, and that becomes in English, get down from the car, instead of get out of the car, right? So you could say, in English, we're going to throw a party, but in Miami English, you would say, we're going to make a party, because that's the translation and how you would say it in Spanish. So this has become a thing, Miami English, just so you know. There's a problem at the Great Barrier Reef, sadly. Not doing so well. The Great Barrier Reef is seeing record temperatures. As a matter of fact, it's the highest ocean temperature in 400 years, threatening the Great Barrier Reef. Critical damage. There's a study that was released yesterday showing ocean heat in the Coral Sea is facing back-to-back record temperature highs. 5 of the 6 hottest years on record have happened in the last 10 years. So the results reported, published in the journal Nature. It's the Thursday edition of the journal Nature. They say that the heat at the Great Barrier Reef has led to mass bleaching events on the reef during the hottest months, January to March. And while it's true that the reef can bounce back from this type of thing, repeated bleaching over and over can kill the reef. The scientists say UNESCO recognized the significance of the Great Barrier Reef in 1981, and they designated it a World Heritage Site. So it's important to the world. The study authors say when they looked at the data points for 2024, they had to triple check the calculations. It was off the charts, far higher than the previous record high in 2017. And tragic mass coral bleaching has occurred again this year. It's in bad shape. They say, in the absence of rapid, coordinated, ambitious global action to fight climate change, that we will likely witness the demise of one of the Earth's most spectacular wonders, the Great Barrier Reef. It's so unfortunate. You know those friends you had when you were in high school? Maybe you still keep in touch. Maybe you don't. Maybe there's some of them that you don't keep in touch with. Well, there's a new study that shows that your damaging adult traits could be tied to the genes of your teenage friends. Knowing that your high school friends' genes may affect your risk of substance abuse and psychiatric conditions later in life could make it possible, according to doctors, for intervention before these problems occur. This team at Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School in New Brunswick, New Jersey did this study, published Wednesday in the American Journal of Psychiatry. They say your friends' gene-influenced traits can have a ripple effect on their peers, increasing the long-term odds of developing drug and alcohol use disorders, as well as major depression and anxiety as well. The genetic predispositions of peers, especially school-based peers and later in adolescence, are associated with the risk for developing psychiatric and substance abuse in young adulthood. Interesting. Individuals who themselves are genetically predisposed to these disorders are especially sensitive to peer social genetic effects. That's the influence of a person's genetic makeup on the observable traits of another. It's an emerging field in the world of psychiatry. Other research has indicated that the peer's genetic makeup could have an effect on their friends' health outcomes as well. So these researchers, knowing that, used Swedish national data to evaluate peer social genetic effects for psychiatric disorders. So they looked at a database of more than 1.5 million anonymous people born in Sweden between 1980 and 1998. And they mapped out the people by location and school during their teenage years. And then they referred to medical, pharmacy, and legal registries recording substance use and mental health disorders for those people once they reached adulthood. They used computer modeling to assess whether the peer's genetic predispositions foreshadowed the individual's likelihood of experiencing substance abuse or mental health issues. Even when researchers accounted for variables like genetic predispositions and family socioeconomic factors, they say they found a distinct association between their peers' genetic susceptibility and the individual's probability of developing a substance use or psychiatric disorder. The effects were more pronounced among peers at school than those within the geographic proximity. Interesting. Within the school groups, researchers observed the strongest effects among upper secondary school classmates, especially those that were in the same vocational or college prep track between the ages of 16 and 19. Those effects for school-based peers were more significant for drug and alcohol use disorders than major depressive or anxiety disorders. So they want to do some more studies to try to look into this a little further. Not something I ever would have thought. You ready for the lotto of the day? Here it is, the lotto of the day. This one involves a woman from Maryland whose change of routine was what led to her big lottery win. She changed up her usual lottery playing routine. She said she usually follows a very specific routine when it comes to playing the lottery. She said, I'm a scratch-off fan and a bonus match 5 fan, so those are the tickets I usually buy. And I go to 4 specific stores to get them. One store one day, one store another day, another store the next. Very strict protocol for this woman's lottery playing habits. She said, I don't know why. I drive by lottery stores every day without stopping because I like to stick to my system. But she said, she bought some scratch-off tickets and nearly left the store. She was about to leave when she noticed $2 bills in her purse. So she ends up buying a $2 quick pick bonus match 5 ticket for Saturday night's drawing. This is because she made a change on the last weekend at an unplanned stop at the Speedy Convenience in Baltimore. And it came down to, she said, a split-second decision to buy that ticket with the $2 in her purse. She won $50,000. Look at that. Woohoo! She said she's going to pay off bills with that money, and she said she's not sure what else she's going to do. But that change-up of routine seemed to work out pretty well for her. What about ice cream on a hot summer day? That could be good. Unless, perhaps, it was horse milk ice cream. Could be good for your gut, is what scientists are saying. They've done a new study exploring the possible health benefits of using the milk of female horses in ice cream, traditionally made with cow's milk. They say swapping in the milk of mares, they find it's possible to get more good bacteria swirled into your ice cream mix. I don't know. I don't know about milking a horse. I mean, I guess it has been done. One of the things that makes this horse milk ice cream healthier, they say, is inulin, which is a type of prebiotic that doesn't get digested in the stomach, but it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. Mare's milk may be the way to introduce more nutritional value to ice cream because it contains these proteins and enzymes not found in cow's milk. It's lower in fat. And so scientists formulated different mixtures of ice cream using mare's milk, inulin, and yogurt bacteria to see how it influenced the composition of the final product compared to cow's milk ice cream. And the horse ice cream combos revealed that inulin could reduce acidity, that the ice cream with the prebiotic added had more beneficial bacteria than varieties without, and the mare's milk ice cream mixtures had similar amounts of protein, fat, and total solids, which made for a creamy texture. And that texture, they say, could be improved by maybe blending it with cow's milk, creating this type of alternative ice cream, lower in fat, but higher in nutritional value. Scientists say mare's milk is much more similar to human milk than cow's milk. Causes fewer allergies than cow's milk as well. It's a good source of polyunsaturated fatty acids and other bioactive substances like lactoferrin and lysozyme. It's, I guess, better for us. So who wants a scoop of that? Yeah. Horse milk ice cream coming soon to an ice cream store near you. Maybe. Lastly, let's talk about this new Band-Aid that could help us heal faster. This new electric bandage might accelerate the healing of our cuts and scrapes. It's a battery-powered electric bandage. In animal testing, the wounds were treated with electric bandages healed 30% faster than wounds treated with conventional bandages. The study published Wednesday in the journal Science Advances. So 30% faster, scientists think this could actually be a game changer in treating slow healing wounds, sometimes caused by diabetes or other chronic illnesses. The sorts of wounds significantly increase someone's risk of amputation or even worse, death. The goal was to develop a far less expensive technology that accelerates healing in patients with chronic wounds. This according to an assistant professor of electrical and computer engineering at North Carolina State University, Amay Bandokar. They said they also wanted to make sure that the technology is easy enough for people to use at home, rather than something you can only get at a clinic or a doctor's office type setting. It's all part of a Defense Department-funded effort to accelerate wound healing through different types of innovative dressings. These electric bandages have electrodes on one side and a small water-powered battery on the other. And when they put it on, it's applied so the electrodes contact the wound and the battery is activated with a drop of water. The bandage then produces an electric field for several hours. The electric field is what's critical because that is what accelerates healing in chronic wounds. And the electrodes here are flexible so they can maintain contact with deep, irregularly shaped wounds as well. They tested this out at Columbia University in diabetic mice, which are commonly used as a model for human wound healing, I guess. And what they found was the electrical stimulation from the device sped up the rate of wound closure, promoted new blood vessel formation, and reduced inflammation. All of that points to overall improved wound healing. And the bandages are cheap, couple dollars per dressing. So not something that would be out of reach for people. The next step, fine-tune the electrical field produced by the bandage in preparation for clinical trials in humans. Sometimes what works on other creatures doesn't work on humans, so we'll see how it goes. Are you guys ready for it? You know what's coming. It is Trivia Thursday. Woohoo! And I have some interesting topics set for you today. The first topic, TV moms. Are you ready? We'll start the first question. Timmy's mom on Lassie might be better known these days for her adult diaper commercials. What is her name? Timmy's mom from Lassie. At one point, she did adult diaper commercials. And I don't know if she's still alive. I have to look it up. I think she is still alive, actually. Yeah. Let's see if you guys have the answer. Sorry. Yeah, you got it. Let's see. Maud says June, and she's correct. SJ Lola has June Lockhart. That is the correct answer. June Lockhart. Yeah. June Lockhart. Good job. John, no idea. Next one. Before she was a TV mom on Everybody Loves Raymond, Patricia Heaton's big break was the sitcom Room for Two, co-starring Linda Lavin, a TV mom herself, on what classic sitcom? Should I read the question again? Linda Lavin was a TV mom on what classic sitcom? Yeah, you got it. Sandy says Alice. John says Alice. 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 Kiss my grits. Next one. Who was always worried about the Beeve, and to a lesser extent, Wally and Ward? They're asking for her character name and not for her real name, but you could give both. Who was always worried about the Beeve? June Cleaver is correct. Sandy gets it. SJ Lola gets it. Heather says June. Yeah, June Cleaver. That's right. There she is. Mrs. Cleaver, says Calvin Wong. Mo. Nice, you guys. Okay, next one. As a teenager, Marge Simpson lost the citywide debate tournament because she was up all night tutoring Homer. She married him anyway when she got pregnant. What's her maiden name? This doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Let me read it again. As a teenager, Marge Simpson lost the citywide debate tournament because she was up all night tutoring Homer. Okay, that makes sense. She married him anyway when she got pregnant. What's her maiden name? What's her maiden name? What's Marge Simpson's maiden name? Which would have been a much easier way to ask the question, right? Oh my God, I can't believe you knew this. It is Bouvier. Josh knew it. Calvin knew it. Heather knew it. Wow. Yeah, Bouvier. That's funny. Somehow, she had time to be a top lawyer while raising 5 kids. What's the name of the mom from The Cosby Show? Somehow she had time to be a lawyer while raising 5 kids. What's the name of the mom from The Cosby Show? I'm impressed by your Simpsons knowledge, by the way. The name of the mom from The Cosby Show. Mrs. Cosby is not correct. Claire what? But yes, I'll give you partial credit. Claire Huxtable. Linda, yes. Claire Huxtable is her name. Linda got it. John got it. Heather, I'll give it to you. Yeah, or in real life. That's true. Huxtable. There you go. Huxtable, damn it. You got it anyway. Next one. Elise Keaton was a hippie. Her son, a money-obsessed Republican. They were characters on what 1980s show? Elise Keaton, the name of the mom. Used to like that show. Elise Keaton, the hippie, her son, the money conservative kid. It was Family Ties. That's correct. Family Ties, says Sandy. Family Ties, says John. Calvin, Lola, B.A. Ware, and Rev, and Linda. Nice job. And Trevor. Next one. Here we go. Bonnie Franklin played one of TV's first single moms, raising Valerie Bertinelli and Mackenzie Phillips on what 1970s show? I can hear the theme to that show in my head. Remember? And they had the maintenance man that used to come into the apartment all the time? The answer is yes. One Day at a Time. Sandy has it. Deidre has it. SJ, Lola, Trevor. You guys are good at that one. Well done. One Day at a Time. God, I liked that show. I don't know why. I just did. On Happy Days, Fonzie called Richie's mom Mrs. C. What does the C stand for? You know. You know that one. Hey, Mrs. C. It is indeed Cunningham. Cunningham. Let's see, who has it? Cunningham. Deidre. And John and Sandy and Calvin. Oh, so many. You guys got it. Mrs. Cunningham. Richie Cunningham's mom. The actress played matriarch Olivia Walton on The Waltons. What's her usually male name? This actress played matriarch Olivia Walton on The Waltons. What's her name that's usually given to a man? It is. Her name is Michael Learned. Hope I said it right. Michael is her name, Michael. Yeah, you guys got it. I'll accept. Nice. Well done. Good knowledge. I wouldn't have known that one. From first Janet Hubert Whitten. Janet Hubert Whitten played the mom. Then Daphne Reed was the mom. What royal sitcom pulled off the switch? They switched moms. Again, first it was Janet Hubert Whitten, and then it was Daphne Reed that played the mom on this royal sitcom. Let's see if you know it. Yes, it was. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. B.A. Ware is on it. Very nice. Fresh Prince. Rev gets it too. Well done. And lastly in the mom section, to help make ends meet, what TV mom worked variously at a plastics factory, a coffee shop, a hair salon, and a deli before ultimately winning the lottery? To make ends meet, what TV mom worked variously at a plastics factory, a coffee shop, a hair salon, and a deli before ultimately winning the lottery? Yes, it was. Sandy gets it. It was Roseanne. Roseanne. Oh, but she says Roseanne never won the lottery. Well, the answer is Roseanne Connor of the show Roseanne. Oh, well, maybe she won the lottery. All right, you guys ready for some more entertainment-themed questions? Roseanne, yuck, says B.A. Ware. Okay, movie quotes. Are you ready for this? Which movie features Ray Liotta narrating the line? I don't know if we already done this. I think we might have already done this. Which movie? Tell me if we've already done this. Which movie features Ray Liotta narrating the line, "As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster"? It is Goodfellas. Calvin gets it. Rev gets it. John Slade gets it. SJ Lola gets it. Have we already done this? Second question. Tell me if we've already been through this. In which classic film is Colin Clive screaming the phrase, It's alive! It's alive! At the top of his lungs. Oh, nice. It's alive. It's Frankenstein. It's funny, they all pop up at the same time. So then I have to scroll back and see who was first. Deidre, yes, it was Frankenstein. S.J. Lola, Frankenstein. B.A. Ware gets it. Calvin and William. Nice. Yes, these are repeat questions? You've already heard these? All right. Well, then I'll switch to a different page. How about that? Here's one that we know. This is called title towns. These are US cities that have inspired hit songs. This West Coast ditty quickly became Tony Bennett's signature song. I think we know it. This West Coast ditty quickly became Tony Bennett's signature song. What's the name of the song? Yeah, of course. For us, that'll be the easy one, right? I left my heart in San Francisco, says Trevor Starr. I left my heart. San Francisco, left my heart. Good job. Everyone got that one. All right, next one. In 1964, Jan and Dean sang about this woman who lives in a community about 10 miles northeast of downtown Los Angeles. In 1964, Jan and Dean sang about this woman who lives in a community about 10 miles northeast of downtown Los Angeles. Yes, Little Old Lady from Pasadena is the correct answer. Little Old Lady from Pasadena. See if who got it first? Sandy jumps in. Little Old Lady from Pasadena, then B.A. Ware, then Trevor. S.J. Lola, Pasadena, I'll accept it. Thank you. Very good. Next one. What city appears in the title of the Monkees' first release? What city appears in the title of the Monkees' first release? Oh, that's cool. S.J. Lola met Jan and Dean. Nice. Trevor's actually in Pasadena right now. Well, there you go. The answer is correct. John Slade in for the first one. Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville. That is the name. Last train to Clarksville. That's right. You got it. The next one is the home of baseball's spring training appears in the title of Glenn Campbell's first release. The home of baseball's spring training appears in the title of Glenn Campbell's first release. No idea? I'll give you the answer. The answer is Phoenix. By the time I get to Phoenix is the answer. Next question. Graham Nash wrote this song in 1970 after the Democratic presidential convention took place in this Midwestern city. Graham Nash wrote this song in 1970 after the Democratic presidential convention took place in this Midwestern city. Yeah, Chicago is the right answer. Nice. Karen Cooper for the win. John Watson sliding in there. Look at you. The next one. Liza Minnelli originally sang this song from the film of the same name, but it took Old Blue Eyes to popularize and forever link it with this eastern seaboard city. So Liza Minnelli sang it first, but then Sinatra came in and popularized it and linked it with this eastern seaboard city. Yeah, that's right. New York, New York is the song. Trevor got it. Karen got it. S.J. Lola, Calvin, Sandy. Sorry, I skipped you, B.A. Ware. My clicker got out of control. John got it. Nice. Next one. Bright light's gonna set my soul on fire is the opening lyric of which 1964 Elvis Presley release? And again, these are U.S. cities that inspired hit songs. Bright light's gonna set my soul on fire. 1964 Elvis Presley. Yep. Viva Las Vegas. That's the correct answer. Well done, Trevor Starr. And John and S.J. Lola. And John W. And Rev. And Sandy and B.A. And Calvin. Next one. This Elton John song was named after and dedicated to the tennis team coached by Billie Jean King. This Elton John song named after and dedicated to the tennis team coached by Billie Jean King. Yep, you got it. Philadelphia Freedom. Trevor's up on music. Philadelphia Freedom is correct. William also in there. Yeah. Oh no, Josh isn't liking the topic today. No. Next one. Johnny Horton's only #1 hit was what country ballad about the final battle of the War of 1812? Johnny Horton's only #1 hit was what country ballad about the final battle of the War of 1812? Wow, you guys really knew it. New Orleans says yes. The Battle of New Orleans, yes. Bye, Heather. I'll see you at 5 tonight for the Nikki Maduro show here on YouTube. Have a great day. Next one. Everything's up to date in this city according to a song in the musical Oklahoma. Everything's up to date in this city according to a song in the musical Oklahoma. Do we know it? No. The answer is Kansas City. I think this goes down in history as the most unpopular trivia section. We have 2 more questions. Country singer Marty Robbins' biggest selling hit was a 1959 ballad about which Texas border town? Country singer Marty Robbins' biggest selling hit was a 1959 ballad about which Texas border town? Sandy got it. It's El Paso. Nice. And lastly, what 1974 chart topper by Paper Lace is a fictional account of a gunfight between Al Capone's mob and the cops? Which 1974 chart topper by Paper Lace is a fictional account of a gunfight between Al Capone's mob and the cops? Yeah, it's called The Night Chicago Died. There you go. That's right. Okay, sorry you guys didn't like that one, but I'll ask you one more question about what, sports maybe? One sports question for people who didn't like the music. Because we're in the middle of the Olympics, in what city, where they originated, were the 2004 Summer Olympics held? In what city, where they originated, were the 2004 Summer Olympics held? No, I don't like sports. No sports. The answer is indeed Athens. Mars gets it. Athens, yes. YouTube user gets it as well. Athens is the right answer. All right. Well, I have time for one more question before we move on. And I'll ask this. Barry Bonds broke whose long-standing career home run record of 755? Whose record did Barry Bonds break? Yeah, you got it. It was Hank Aaron's record. Harry got it. See, look at that. You guys did well. And that is Trivia Thursday here on the After Party Live. Hopefully it was something for everyone between TV moms, movie quotes, sports, and music. I don't know. I'm not feeling good about trivia today, but I always have fun with you guys, and thank you for being here. So appreciate all of you. The comments, the camaraderie, and the fun that we have. Couldn't ask for anything more. I do want to thank everyone who contributes to the show for doing that. I also want to let you know that tonight at 5 o'clock this evening, Pacific time, here on YouTube, the Nikki Medoro Show, Medoro, will happen. We've gone down to once a week, but it's an hour-long show, and we have a really good time together. We'll talk politics and other fun stuff as well. So I hope you're able to join us at 5 p.m. here on YouTube. Tomorrow, Friday, on the Mark Thompson Show, and that's always fun with Friday Fabulous Florida, Michael Shore, and Michael Snyder. And then tomorrow, right here on the After Party Live, movie reviews with Tim Sika will happen. So I hope you'll be here for that as well. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. Go out there and make it a really good one. And I'll see you tonight at 5 here on YouTube. Bye-bye.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
There's a very good chance, yes.